Thank you for joining us for Public Safety Echo. The Public Safety Echo project is the world's first of its kind effort to use the Echo model to address safety issues by bringing residents, workers, and businesses together in an online social and professional space to share skills, increase knowledge, and solve problems. In weekly sessions, Public Safety Echo teaches skills, educates partners in different aspects of a healthy community, and empowers community members.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Downtown Public Safety Echo. Of course, I am Darryl DeLoach, your Public Safety Echo Coordinator. And I'd just like to welcome you guys on this lovely fall day. As soon as we get to fall, the days start to get cooler in the morning, and the air changes, and the leaves start to change. So I'm all excited for fall, if you can't tell. For everyone joining us today, let's please turn on your cameras. Echo is all about all teach, all learn, and we hope that you plan to participate fully. Please take a minute to type your name and organization and an email into the chat, especially if you don't have a camera or a mic. Please update your name on Zoom, and be sure your mic is muted until you're ready to speak. I'll jump right into our communication guidelines. Unfortunately, downtown, I don't have any officers today, so it'll just be me here in the studio. But please be hard on the issues, easy on the people. Please be respectful in the chat as you would be face-to-face. Identify yourself when speaking. Listen to learn. Speak to understand, stay on topic, respect agenda and time constraints, respect the speaker, respect the listener, and please consider one comment, question at a time, and be kind, and let's have some fun. All right, I'm looking to see who may have joined us today. Is anyone new to our little Echo family there? I see Kathia Moon has joined us from UNM. And other than that, I see a lot of familiar faces. Well, thank you for joining us today. I guess the first thing for me to get to would be some announcements. I wanted to announce that, in fact, Laura, you're on. I was going to announce your National Coffee with the Cop Day, October 1st. If you wanted to tell us a little more about that, I know you have some locations set up for October 1st, Coffee with the Cop.
Thank you, Darryl. Yes, it is National Coffee with the Cop Day, and so far we have Southeast Area Command will be at Rise and Roast on Eubank Southeast from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And you can kind of make your way through the city. University Area Command is going to be at the Village Inn on Yale, so 2340 Yale Southeast, right there on the way to the airport. And that one's going to be from 9 to 11. The Valley Area Command is having theirs at, me roll over here and leave the figure, at VM, which is at Commercial, and Roma, I want to say, is the cross street, and that's from 9 to 11. And then Northeast is having theirs at the Donut Mart up on Holly, and I would have to check the time on that. But all the events will be posted on the APD website if you go under Police Upcoming Events.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll definitely try to join the VM one if nothing else, mainly because I like their coffee, but thank you, Laura. And anyone else have any announcements? I see Mike, you just joined us too. Anything to update us on? Kurchowski?
No events that would be relevant here.
Thank you. Okay. Well, I did want to ask for a little assistance in addition to the announcements. You'll see on the screen I've added a photograph. Apparently this vehicle and some of the teens you see at the front of that vehicle actually assaulted the gentleman in the parking lot. This video was taken from Bar Uno at 2nd Street. That's the parking lot across the street. So that red truck there, like I said, the teens at the front assaulted the individual in the parking lot and then fled the scene. So we're just asking if anyone might have additional information about that truck or the teens that are that perpetrated this assault. Please contact us at 242-COPS with any information that you might have. Again, it's sort of disappointing that youth feel it's okay to assault an unhoused person who wasn't doing anything. But if you can help us figure out who these individuals are, it'd be nice to have some consequences for them. Any other announcements? Well, let me, I had another one here. Let me get a quick share. Oop. Oops, sorry, here as I have some technical difficulties. But yeah, I did want to share that Flamenco Works is having an event this weekend. Let me stop this here. Yes, on the plaza, Flamenco Works will be having a flamenco festival. I believe you could see it there. It'll be from 7, I believe, in the evening, and it's free. They're just keeping their fingers crossed that it doesn't rain on Saturday, but that's a nice free event on the plaza. So if you want to get your flamenca on, that'll be Saturday on the plaza from after 7 o'clock. I think that is it for any announcements that I have. I was looking for Jennifer. There you are. Hello. How are you doing today?
Hello, good afternoon.
I can barely hear you. Maybe turn up the volume a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I sort of had wanted to ask you just about some of the parking changes downtown and what how they come about. How I noticed that there on 8th Street, we've now added the parking that is the diagonal parking with parking meters and such. And I know that the neighborhood association was talking about different ideas. I was just curious how those decisions get made and what how those changes come about. Hopefully, you might be able to clarify things for me.
So there's for this particular instance, I know that there was like a request to look at the parking in that area, and so they worked with the traffic engineer, and this was the design that they came up with.
Oh, okay. Was this something that, again, like the hotel or other, it was just the engineer who came up with this plan?
Right. Yes, correct.
So when those kind of things happen, are there avenues or ways for the neighborhood to also make suggestions or get involved?
Actually, I'm not really sure. I would assume so. I just don't know exactly how that works.
Okay, yeah. It was just because the conversation had come up with the Reynolds Area Neighborhood Association, and I know that they're pretty involved with just what happens there in Robinson Park. So I was just seeing if there were ways for, because I know currently there's a lot of these speed bumps. I know that's not parking, but I've noticed that the speed bumps have been popping up in neighborhoods at their request. So I was just wondering if parking changes are anything that neighborhoods can address to hopefully slow down traffic or anything like that.
So when it comes to the traffic engineers looking at that kind of stuff, I'm not sure what their process is for deciding how a street will be laid out.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure what that process
Well, yeah,
is.
I had talked to Dan Mayfield from DMD, just sort of about changes that were neighborhoods were making happen, and I was just curious. Like I said, a lot of those changes have to do with slowing down the traffic. Um, the parking that is going on around the hotel. Is that at all related to, like you say, you're not really sure, but is that at all related to what happens on the weekends as far as like the farmers market or things like that, and ability to get more people in there?
I think that was part of it, is to try to create more spaces for people to park. I believe that was part of it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just sort of curious as to what kind of factors sort of made that decision. Um, well, other things about the parking downtown that I sort of, I had noticed even with the,
Darryl,
yeah, Mike?
it's Mike Kelleher here.
Yeah,
I
go
might
ahead,
have a comment.
please.
The Guadalupe Institute was able to play a very small part. It helped pay for the little flyer that went out about the event, was reported this morning's paper, about a return of a small map of New Mexico to Mexico. And the little affair was at the Mexican consulate office here, and the Spain person that's centered here too. But it was FBI was involved in finding a fellow tried to sell it in Santa Fe, and I don't know the story after that, but the mayor of Santa Fe was there to turn the map over to the Mexican consulate here, who will find its way um, to the Mexican archives in Mexico City. So that's kind of a big deal for good relations, New Mexico and Mexico.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Well, it's coincidental that you mentioned that. I am speaking with the Mexican consulate to try to arrange for them to come on a future Echo, and hopefully I can mention that map and some of the other things just going on to make sure that we have good neighbors and good participation with some of these issues that, of course, are affecting the community in a lot of ways. So thank you, Michael. I'll follow up with you about that and make sure that you're aware of when the Mexican consulate is on our next Echo. And as far as Jennifer, I think we've answered all the questions, although I do see Betty Lou had a question on parking. Betty Lou, did you want to ask your question? I'm reading it here. It says, I have a question on parking spot signage. Do you want to ask your question, Betty?
Hi, yes. Hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, hi, I'm Betty Lou with the Don Perkins Public Safety Center, and I have a question on the police parking for a police parking spot. But I have noticed citations given for stop, stand, or park prohibited. Would you clarify what that means?
Sure. I would need a location, or what area that it would pertain to.
4th and Central. It's on the west side of the Don Perkins Public Safety Center. There's
Okay.
2 spots.
Those are spots that don't have meters on them or any kind of,
Right.
yeah.
So you're saying that they don't have meters, but there's a sign that says police parking only?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what was your question?
So the citations that are given are for a stop, stand, or a stop, stand, or no parking.
Right, by sign. So if the sign says that it's police personnel only, it would have to be a marked vehicle that's parked there.
Even on the 2 free spots?
If there's a sign, yes. If there's a sign that says they can't park there, then yes, it would be enforced.
Yeah.
Because there's no sign that says that there's no parking. So that's where I was just asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I would have to see what it is exactly you're talking about in order to answer that properly.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
what she's talking about, there's several spaces next to the police-only parking that don't have meters and there's no signage there. And I think the question is people who parked there where there's no designated restrictions end up getting cited. And we were just sort of wondering, were there plans on addressing the signage there, or should people
Oh,
just
okay.
roll the dice and take the risk of parking where they may or may not get a ticket?
Yeah, if there's no sign or it's not a yellow curb, they should be able to park there. But again, I would need to see what type of citation you're talking about or what area, in order to speak more clearly on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if I had any other. Oh, there we go. Tom has a question. Does CABQ support a smart parking app that shows available parking spaces in real time? Oh, that's a high-tech question, Tom. I'm not aware of an app like that, but is that something you are aware of, Jennifer?
So unfortunately, we don't have anything like that at this time, but I know it's something that is in the burner. It's in the hopper that we will hopefully have something
In the future?
eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that idea. Like I said, I've just noticed over the years, I've seen maps of downtown, and I notice how our parking changes over time according to what's going on downtown in the city. So I'm just wondering in the future what kind of changes may occur. The app sounds like a good one, at least to start with, and hopefully we can have a conversation about whatever changes come up in the future.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Jennifer. I appreciate you answering a few of our questions. I was going to go ahead and move on to our main presenter today. Today I have Dwayne. I keep wanting to say, I don't know why I want to add an R to your name and say Baker, but Barker. Dwayne Barker from Adopt a Stop. Transit by bus has been free for a while, and we have had transit officers added to the mix. And of course, these new bus stops and stuff in the middle of Central have a lot of activity. I wanted to, they obviously need some TLC at times and extra attention. So, Dwayne, tell us more about the program that you run where people can help with that.
Hello, everyone. Betty, I know. I see a few names, and then I'd like to add real quickly before I get into my presentation. Jennifer, if you need help with that app, his name's Russ. I can get you his name and number. He's with Smart Cities. He can make that happen real fast.
Okay.
So,
Sounds great. Thanks.
I will look for you after the presentation. He's already kind of working on something similar to that. So I like to start. Can I go ahead and share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead. You should be able to. Yep.
I'm going to share this and get. Here we go. Can everyone see if you write Adopt a Stop?
Yes. Yep, we can see it.
Awesome. So I like to start this presentation out with by mentioning just real quick where the inspiration for the program came from. The program started in 2017, but before that I was on vacation with a friend of mine, a former city councilor, and we were in New York, and I happened to see, I wanted to see what a city that size, what kind of amenities they provided there. Transiting public, 15, 16 million people. So anyway, we're in Manhattan, and I get to a sheltered bus stop, and I ask him to stop, and I take a look at it, and I realize immediately that I'm not really impressed with the shelter. It's a aluminum concreted in, and we had just placed what are called ARRA shelters, ARRA, the metal ones that are turquoise that you see all around town. About 433 of them are around our town. I had just helped someone, his name should be Rizvi, who was in charge of that project of getting those placed around town. And so anyway, I wasn't really impressed with the shelter, but I looked over and I saw a really tiny Jamaican woman with dreads almost all the way to the ground, wearing a yellow volunteer vest. And I was perplexed by what she was doing, so I just asked her, "Hey, can I ask what you're doing?" And she turned around and looks up at me and says, "I'm cleaning my bus stop. What are you doing?" And I kind of was taken back by the boldness, and but the immediate thing that I caught on to was that she had taken ownership of that bus stop. And she goes, I asked a few more questions and went on to, I asked Ken, I said, "Hey, why don't we have this back home?" And he said, "I don't work for ABQ Ride, you do." And I said, "You're going to back me? You're going to support me?" And he said, "You already know, 110%. So it took a year of sitting down with individuals in our administration at the time and finding out what needed to be the process and the steps I needed to take to get this program going. I had to, at the time, the director, Roseri, wanted a proof of concept. So we worked with about 9 to 10 individuals who I'd been meeting on buses who were interested in helping with the initial proof of concept. And it went well. That took about a year. And eventually it got made permanent. I'm trying to remember the director's name. However, here we are, 8 years later, 8 or 9 years later, and we've, I'm sure at the end of the presentation, I think I just signed up our 100, or no, I'm sorry, our 83rd volunteer, and we have 133 bus stops adopted now. So, I'm Dwayne Baker, Volunteer Program Coordinator, and if you would love, I'd love to work with anyone watching, anyone that you know of that may be interested. Please feel free to pass my information on. I love working with volunteers, and adopt-a-stop's where my heart's at. We also have another program called Ambassador, where we've created working with volunteers who want to help people that are riding buses and need help at bus stations and art stations. So this slide is about the process, everyone that I had to get the approvals through. And
real quick, Dwayne.
yes,
I just wanted you to clarify that last statement about helping people at bus stops. Is this like for ADA assistance, or if there's something that makes it difficult for someone to use the bus? I just wanted some clarification there.
not so much. We ask our ambassadors to pretty much stay hands off for risk reasons, but if they feel that they can step up and by helping that person load onto the bus, by either helping push the wheel if they're in a wheelchair, or if they have stuff that they're trying to get on board and it's slowing things down. There's times where I've done that to help
Okay,
speed the process and assist.
thanks.
But we train them to pretty much be hands off. They're there to answer questions, show people how to use all of our AQ Ride various apps that we have, and provide information. Not all logistics. Some of it is also addresses housing and various other issues that you see at our bus stops.
And they're called ambassadors, right?
Ambassadors, yes. I think you might be able to see the screen behind
yeah,
me.
yeah.
That's an example of his name's Sean. He works in our customer service. Great guy. Right now we have 5 ambassadors and 4 more in the queue. So it got started in April, and that's so. I've been honored to, and the department. I was a data specialist manager for 16, 17 years before, and working with trying to build and promote this Adopt-A-Stop. They recognized the work that was put in, and so anyway, I have a wonderful director, Leslie Keener, who recognized all that, and they've gone out of their way with this administration to create a position for me to work, do a full-time job getting to work with volunteers. So I'm sorry, did I answer your question,
Yeah,
Daryl?
yeah, you did. I was just curious, like you said, if the ambassadors did things outside of just sort of cleaning up and assisting passengers.
That's pretty much it. We really want them to provide good information to the public.
Thus, the name ambassadors too. I imagine with the
Good customer service.
yeah, now with Balloon Fiesta and things coming up, hopefully they'll be tested on their knowledge of balloons.
Yes, I was hoping to see Doug Lutz on here from out at the airport. I'd love to coordinate with anyone who wants to be an ambassador or currently works with ambassadors and kind of focus on the Balloon Fiesta coming up. And that's a great idea, Daryl. So here we have, 81. Yeah, this needs to be updated. We're at 83 with about 133 bus stops now. And you can see the amount of hours that's gone up a little bit too. We're at almost 80, I think 74 or 75,000 annually being contributed for the hours that Adopt Stop volunteers are producing currently. So right now we currently have, as you can see, the infrastructure that we have out in the field. We've got a big, I'm sure everyone's heard about AP Ride Forward and the process we're delving into starting in, I think, December of improving our bus service. And a lot of things are going to change. So I know that we're going to have, I think, fewer bus stops, not by a lot, but as you can see, 600 of them are sheltered. We have a lot of trash cans and 470 sheltered. I think we're at about 420 are the ARA, which have I'd like to mention real quick, they have the interior ad panel, which is 4x8 size. And so I've got to work with Lamar, who we're contracted with for the advertising in those, to provide any business that steps up and adopts a bus stop, like 505 Foodie, San Mateo, and what is that? Zuni. It's a little store over there. He adopted that bus stop, and we were able to get him that 4x8 interior ad panel displaying his business. And they give it to us at a hugely discounted rate. It's about $65 a year for that nice that everyone drives by, sees at that bus stop that he adopted. So we have. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Tom.
I was just going to ask, any of the bus stops that happen to have those advertising panels have a little more appeal for someone if a business wanted to adopt that stop, they could also talk to you about advertising in it.
Correct. And it's a nice little incentive. We didn't have that about 5, 6 years ago. We do now. So it's a nice little incentive for businesses. We currently have about 8 individuals out trying to, and they do it by quadrants. I think we have 8 or 9 quadrants the city broken into, and so we're told that each stop gets touched at least once a week. So you can see what we're trying to maintain for our transiting public. When we initially started this, we wanted to work with businesses, neighborhood association, educational institutions, anyone. The point is now anyone who's willing to step up, I will do whatever it takes to. I don't care who you're with, and I'm more than happy to work with anyone who wants to take ownership of a bus stop and an art station. That doesn't just include bus stops. That's art stations or what are called park and rides. So we asked that they clean. We asked for like once a week. We asked for it, it's obviously that's a volunteer, and whenever you have time to do so. My our shelter is over there off Carlisle and Aztec, and every Saturday I take 30 minutes and I walk over and I mostly just pick up trash. Once you get it cleaned up, get any graffiti or stuff cleaned up. Beyond that, it's mostly just picking up trash and keeping an eye on it. And that's also what this program is also about, is not just asking people to help us keep our bus stops clean. We're building bridges in our community with members of our community who utilize our service, and we don't have time to be out there and keep an eye on all these things. It's too much. It would take a dedicated. So when people are willing to step up and take ownership, that builds a bridge with me. And if there's an issue somebody wrecks into, or there's say a safety issue with needles, we address those. We don't want volunteers placing themselves in harm's way. And so we address all those things, and it's great to have that real-time information access to, and working with our public, or by working with our public. So we also hold an annual event every year, the annual community. I think I have a sign right there.
Oh.
It's always the first weekend in June, where we support the Pride Parade the following weekend. We clean up Central from Girard to usually Wyoming. We've been doing it the last 2 years all the way up to Tramway. And we just go out there, and it takes about 7 sun vans. We all meet at Uptown in the parking lot and have a good time. It's the one time a year we all get together and as Adopt a Stop volunteers and work together and get to talk to each other, and so that's usually the first weekend. Not usually, it is always the first weekend of June every year.
Uh-huh.
Our goals, obviously, we want to improve the appearance. These bus stops, especially with the Balloon Fiesta coming up, a lot of people come in from out of town, and they see our bus stops, and you know how that goes when you see one thing dirty, or
Yeah.
what do you call it, the bad apple ruining or the oranges ruining the apples, or the whole barrel.
It only takes one bad apple to ruin the bunch.
Right.
Well,
So-
and again, people come, you had mentioned New York, and I feel people for the Balloon Fiesta come from other cities that might have a little more well-supported transit system. So I feel it definitely reflects on Albuquerque, since we're such a car culture, to actually try to, dress up those bus stops a little more. In fact, I was going to ask, do you guys have plans for the Centennial?
That's a great idea, Darryl.
Well, I just figured with the Centennial coming next year on Route 66, there'll definitely be an effort to clean it up and have more events out there. So I just thought
I know we're focusing on getting those new slimline. We're pulling all the RR shelters along Central off, and we're installing the new. They're called smart shelters, or I call them slimline. They're vastly different from what we currently have out there, and have a lot of good reasons for implementing, and they're nice, new, and increased safety. All that project is aimed. I think we're hoping to have that completed. I hate to speak on behalf of, but I believe we're aiming to have them all in by December.
And
And that may
Slimline would be these new, are you talking about newer bus shelters?
They're the single pole that have the seats
Oh,
kind of at an
okay.
angle on both sides of it. There's one there at was it Central and Grove by the new, or the library.
Oh, okay.
And if anyone wants to drive by and take a look at it, those are what we'll be placing all those along Central, where we currently have our shelters.
Okay, good to know.
Yep. So obviously, we like you were stating earlier, we want to build that appreciation for our services, and uh, it's another big mention is that now it's our service is free. Anyone can come in and get on a bus and ride for free and get to where they need to go, and so uh, that's also a big plus. Uh, yep, image and improving what we're doing. This was just a list of businesses and what are they called? Community-based organizations that I initially wanted to reach out to and get together and work with. Some of these are starting to come to fruition, and the value, the independent sector, that is accurate. As of in New Mexico, as of 2024, it's almost $30 an hour that each of these volunteers is valued at in New Mexico for their time. So it's hugely valuable, not just to our department but our city. And that was just an example of what kind of savings you get enough people involved and nonprofits and things going. You can really make a huge fiscal impact. The solid waste department, Alex Bukowski, he's awesome. Runs the KEB. They recognized every year a rather sizable amount there. They've obviously got a lot more volunteers than I do, but they always help us by providing us with supplies for our annual cleanup event, and they're wonderful to work with. So how to become? You can go to 1abqvolunteers.com and look for Adopt a Stop. You can call me, give me your email address, and I will send you a welcome to that has the links in the email for you to make it easy for you. When you get there, you just click on respond. You can respond either as an individual or as an organization. We do work with organizations, and what I do is I ask at least one person. The one requirement that is part of this program is, you'll see here, the safe chemical handling. It's done online at your convenience, and you get a certificate at the end of it takes about 45 to 50 minutes to get through it, but you do it online at your convenience. And if you're with an organization, we ask whoever wants to step up and spearhead we'll do the signing up with the online, that they basically oversight anyone in the organization that may be using the chemical. The chemical that we provide a bucket, as you can see back over here. I'm in the way. There you go. There's a bucket right here, and it has everything that you need. We provide you with trash bags, safety gloves, safety goggles, N95 mask, and that's if you have to use the chemical. We're no longer providing Graffiti X. It was too harsh. We're using graffiti mark remover, and it's a whole lot less caustic. Yeah. It's easier to work with and gets the job done. Takes a little more elbow grease, but it's just a safer and better product. We provide all of that in the bucket. If there's tags, we provide you in the bucket is a putty knife and bunches of rags, a brush, and we show you how. So when you sign up and you've gone through all that, the safe chemical handling and everything, I meet you at the stops that you would like to adopt, or your organization, and we sign a 1-year agreement. And I'm more than happy to send this to anyone so that you can review it and get it approved. I had to do that for the UNM Foundation that adopted the RA shelter up there off of Martin Luther King and the I-25. And we also place a sign. As you can see there, we'll place a sign with whatever you want to put on it. If you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. But we can put your organization. For them, they wanted the UNM Foundation placed there. So if you drive by there, if you happen to be driving eastbound on MLK, you'll see the sign right there. And where was I going?
You were talking about how we become a volunteer, how we adopt a
Right.
stop.
You get your bucket, we sign the agreement, I take a picture of you, and we're off and running. I come back, and once my director signs off on the agreement, I send that to you, your email and a PDF, and we're off. We ask for a 1-year commitment, and if we can, at least 30 minutes a week for someone to go out and pick up trash or keep an eye on the bus stop.
Yeah.
If there's anything that's at the bus stop, we don't hand it to you expecting you to take something that's in horrid condition and get it cleaned up for us. When we meet up at the stop, I'll document the condition it's in, anything that needs to be addressed, and I work with my maintenance division to get those issues addressed. If that requires pressure washing or a new piece of plexiglass in the advertising panel, all those issues, we get it cleaned up for you and then ask you to help us maintain it from there.
Okay. So do you, since we were talking about apps and technology, do you have a map or an indication of where the stops that have been adopted are, and sort of I'm almost considering adopting a stop myself, just because there's one near my house that seems to be neglected quite often. But how might a person sort of, I guess the question, if I do this on my own, are there groups or have people had success getting other people in the neighborhood to join them?
That so much hasn't happened, not as yet, not as of yet. We've had church organizations, and so that's starting to happen. Once the word gets out, and it's usually word of mouth, you'd be surprised how many people, when they hear somebody else is doing it, they want to get involved and they love the idea. So that is starting to happen. We really don't advertise so much right now, so most of it is word of mouth. For this program, it is on our ABQ Ride website. And we work obviously with the Office of Civic Engagement. They're wonderful in helping promote the programs, the various volunteer programs. But I'm trying to answer. Am I answering your question, Joe?
Well, yeah. No, I mean, it sounds like you're still relatively new in the development of this program. And I mean, I guess what I was admitting was that I have a bus stop near my house that it's the one on Yale, right next to Smith's there, that tends to.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to admit it out loud, but it is one that I notice definitely needs attention on a regular basis. So in addition, I was going to see if some of the businesses or other people in the area might be able to join me. So I was going to make that effort, just because I feel like I agree with you. It's one of those things. A little effort goes a long way in how people perceive Albuquerque.
Yes, it's a great. Word of mouth is the best, always the best. And if any of you watching this wants to help spread the word, I'm indebted.
Well, I'll definitely, like I said, continue to look into it and continue to just advertise on my invitation, see if we can get some more interest in some of these stops. That's sort of why I was asking, because I figured there are probably areas of town where stops are in need of some attention, and just the idea of trying to bring a little more attention to the stops that are neglected was sort of my idea. But I do have a question here from Rebecca, and actually Tom had a question or a comment too. Tom asked about, is it possible to add locks to the trash cans to discourage some of the people who rummage through them?
So we fought that battle. for about 4 years, and the cost of the locks, it just became a full-time. And what we found is everyone has a small pair of bolt cutters, and they, if it wasn't the scrounging for aluminum cans, unfortunately it was the trash bags themselves. They empty them out and use, when it rains, they use the trash bags to stay warm and for uh, as a parka.
Yeah.
So we found that was we tried to weld on the lids back on and put new locks, and we were even giving the stops that were adopted by a volunteer a key to that lock, and it was a losing battle.
Yeah.
So we kind of take it case by case basis, but we have had to confront that.
Well, and I was just going to say that's one of those things that across the city is sort of a design issue with all the trash cans. I mean, even downtown we have several people who like to rummage through them at different times, and it does create a nuisance. But until someone comes up with a better trash can design, I'm not sure we'll be able to solve that problem.
We've got some new trash cans out there, and we've installed some new ones on the art stations.
Oh, okay.
And it's made things a little bit more difficult. But the ones that are at the R shelters, the big blue round, it's just very difficult to keep them from cutting those locks and
going through them.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and
but
like
again, when you're out there, and yes, I do have a map.
Okay.
You asked earlier, I didn't get a chance to answer that. I did create a map in Google Earth, and I have a KML file. I'm trying to get that published. Actually, Val, who's been wonderful with the Office of Civic Engagement, has been we're working on trying to get that on to the Adopt a Stop website. The thing is, it shows you every bus stop around the city and which ones are adopted. In my opinion, even if it's adopted, just like we had Central and Coors the other day, the art station, now there's 2 people helping maintain it. And so the more the merrier. If a stop's adopted already, if 7 people want to step up, if 50 people want to step up and adopt that same bus stop, I'm willing to work with and give everyone a bucket, because hopefully that's going to be the cleanest bus stop in the whole city.
Yeah, indeed.
So.
Well, then, like I said, Rebecca was asking, do you or are your volunteers aware of ACS? Do they, in case a volunteer has an experience with an unhoused person in one of the stops, is this something your volunteers are aware of or made use of? Our community safety department?
Not so much Adopt a Stop, but our ambassadors. I work with ACS. I have somewhere here that ACS provides us. There it is. ACS provides us these handbooks.
The resource cards. Yeah.
Yes, the resource card. And so they've been wonderful about working with us, and it is part of the information that ambassadors will, when they either at a bus stop or on the buses, are working with an individual that needs these resources, they do have this available through ACS.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I hand those cards out quite a lot. Well, I think we've come to the end of your presentation there. I do have another, Mike Kelleher added something here. Could the bus stop become the center of development in the general area near the stops? First, each stop should be decorated, say Pope Joy, a horn, a aquarium, a fish, etc. Give prizes for a competition. A Trisco versus Nob Hill. You see what he's sort of getting at there?
Yes.
having the neighborhoods or create a little more personality to some of those stops that are in some of these more distinct neighborhoods.
So we actually went down that road with the what was the R shelter there at where the new Slimline is on Central and Grove, by the library. At the time, the R shelter, we did try that for a little while, and unfortunately, it really got out of hand.
Yeah.
And the initial concept for what we wanted to allow with artistic and everyone just started showing up with everything you can imagine, and then unfortunately that brought an attraction of behavior that was taking place behind. You couldn't see through because of all the pieces that had been added, and so eventually we had to have everything removed and it cleaned up.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, and
it's
I
a
think
lot of people ask for that. They do want to, and I it's not something that I could bring it to my director's attention and my deputy director, Bobby Cisneros, and see if it'd be something that they'd be willing to consider again. I think for us, for the program initially, it's the push of getting helping maintain, keeping them clean.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
so
decorations are fine, but after a little rain or some wind, and then things look less appealing. And as you mentioned, if they create safety issues, block view of cameras and that sort of thing, you never know when something might happen, and the decorations then become a liability. So I definitely could see that. And, you know, with Halloween coming and the holidays, it'd be nice to sort of be able to spread some cheer. But again, we need it done in a way that we can have some consistency and people can actually enjoy it instead of have to, you know, walk around it.
Right. We are working on allowing a lot of neighborhoods are doing these read a book. They put up these little custom made, and they keep them filled with books for people at the bus stop or walking through the neighborhood. So I'm working with an Adopt Stop volunteer on Montgomery and Carlisle in front of that gas station to see if we can get one of those placed at that bus stop.
A little lending library that's at the bus stop. I like that idea.
So it has been talked about. We have gone down that road. It's really, as you can tell, the demand, the need for the program, and just to try and help maintain and keep them clean is our main focus.
Yeah. Well, and then Tom also added, in relation to the resource card, maybe it's possible to find a place to post some of that information within the bus stops, just so that's the. I mean, I know with the information on those cards, it's something that has to be updated on a regular basis, but still there's some resources and things there that might be good to post within the bus stops.
We'd love to. I'd love to see a scrolling marquee at every bus stop. The cost and the ability to do that and maintaining, and at the art stations we have those monitors, and so there's one opportunity for posting, but primarily right now it's I love these ideas. I love everyone coming up. If please, after this presentation, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email, and I'd love to take all of these. And Darryl, I don't know if this is recorded or not, but I'd love to present this to my deputy director and our maintenance, and say these are things that have been brought up, and
that's exactly what we're here for on the Echo. I'll definitely send you. I usually have a little summary that I can supply you with after the Echo that sort of breaks down our conversation. It'll even, you know, give some of the talking points that we've mentioned. It'll wrap them up in a summary talking about action points, and I can even give you a recording of the session as well. So.
That's great.
Yeah, that's really what Echo is all about, trying to have these conversations and come up with some ideas and solutions and see where they go.
Awesome. So to round it out, we do at the end of your year, we send you Many of them have been recognized by Mayor Keller, and I wish I could get every one of them recognized by the mayor. That happens once a month or once a year, and but I send you a certificate and a letter of appreciation for having participated.
Wow.
So,
well, like I said, I'm actually interested in doing my civic duty and trying to adopt one of the stops that's near me. So I will follow up with you, and we'll see how this process goes, because definitely I feel, for a lot of the people that do utilize them a little more than just as a bus stop, sometimes it's the only place to sit down and get out of the sun and, take a load off. So I feel it's just sort of a good gesture for our community.
Thank you, Darryl, for this opportunity to present, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining
us. And I'd love to work with you on adopting that stop.
Yeah, like I said, I've had some of the community members. I also do the Nob Hill and University Echo, and some of the community members we've had this discussion about that stop in general, just because of the attention that it gets.
Yep.
But like I said, now that I know about this program and the resources available, I might roll up my sleeves and just see if I can do something to at least make it a little cleaner over there.
Awesome.
Well, I think we've come to the end of the Echo today, unless anyone has any last things to mention. Like I said, hopefully this weekend, we can never say we don't want it to rain in Albuquerque, but I'm definitely hoping that the rain happens earlier in the day so that the Flamenco Works people can get out there and entertain us in the evening on the plaza. I think it'd be a very nice evening for it. And again, everybody, thank you for joining me on the Echo today. Thank you, Dwayne, for letting us know about this program. And we'll follow up and see how that bus stop on Yale improves once I'm able to pay a little attention to it. But thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Thank you for joining us. We welcome your suggestions regarding any scenario involving future public safety Echo sessions. For more information, visit www.cabq.gov/echo.